Hello everybody, my name is Mercury, and today we shall be playing our ninth week match of the EPL. Today we're going to be facing RobertVGC, and this week I'm going to be using my using Blaziken, but as you might notice, it isn't my Blaziken team that I was using earlier on in the season. This time I will be using my Gengar Whimsicott team with Blaziken replacing Kamoa. So yeah, let's get into the games. This is game one. So as we do see him lead, Blaziken, Tyranitar, and I leave my Charizard and Whimsicott. Blaziken Mega Evolves, I protect just in case it's a Mega T-Tar, which it isn't, and he Fly Blitzes into my Whimsicott. I get my Tailwind up, and he goes for Rock Slide, killing my Whims. I protected my Zard there mainly just because, just in case he was a Mega T-Tar, because I'm using regular Blaziken here, so that does make sense as to why I would protect that, because it is very much possible he was using base, like regular Blaziken, but he isn't, so he's not using he's just using base T-Tar, not Mega T-Tar, so everybody takes sand damage. He gets his speed boost. I send my Blaziken, so I can go for chip powers and whatnot into that slot. He switches his Tyranitar. I Mega Evolve my Charizard. He protects his Blaziken, so he's got equal speed to everybody. So speed boost. I Rock Tomb into it, which does put it in range for the KO. So I get a double knockout that turn, which is pretty good. Get my speed boost. Tapu Fini comes in, and Tyranitar comes in. I switch out to Landorus, pretty much so I can get my Sun next turn. He ends up reading that, going for a Calm Mind, and then Rock Sliding with his. Oh wait, no. I couldn't have gone for a Solar Beam, so switch out to Zod, get my Sun up. He protects his T-Tar. I predicted to protect on the T-Tar, hence why I switched out. I could have gone for a Titanium Z there. He doesn't games, he protects. I Earthquake. It nearly picks up the KO. I go for a Solar Beam into the Tapu Fini slot, because I reckon that would have put it. The Earthquake would have put it in range. And this is going really fast, so I'm gonna set the settings. So down. He goes for a Rock Slide, and it does pick up the KO on the Charizard, but fortunately not on the Landorus. So I protect. I go for the Earthquake. Push it in berry range, berry and stuff, and that KOs the T-Tar. Goes for a Dazzling Gleam, KOs my Landorus. Get my speed boost. And I go for a Fly Blitz in the Sun. That does about 40%, which is very good, showing that it's not very physically defensive. And that nearly knocks me out, but luckily, because Blaziken only takes it neutrally, and Fini is +1, it just lives. So I go for the Fly Blitz again. He protects her, gets rid of my Sun. But luckily, I reveal my Titanium Z, which does pick up the KO. Luckily, if it didn't pick up the KO, I would have been kind of upset. And we do win that game one against Robert. So I'm gonna go into game two. Second, I'm gonna put on Slur. So he leads his Blaziken T-Tar again, as I lead Charizard Whimsicott again. No, Charizard Landorus, so that allows me to go for Earthquakes and stuff. So he brings in his own Landorus. I go for the Earthquake, and I get a crit on the T-Tar, and it KOs. It's like, oh, I'm so lucky, but I feel bad. And then I go for the Solar Beam, because I was actually going to double up it to the T-Tar, guarantee that KO. Then we get the Blaziken come in, switch into the Whimsicott, and protect my Zod. He protects his Blaziken there and goes for the protect on his lander, so revealing that he is not Choice Scarf or Assault Vest, so just a very bulky ground EMZ variant. So I think this turn I go for my Tailwind and whatnot, but I actually don't. I switch out into Landorus and in my Charizard into Celesteela. It's like, what? I didn't mean to do that, guys. So pretty much what happened, I was playing on the phone on my phone at the time, and I was just going over the replay. Like I was playing on the phone, and this is the replay here. So I was meant to switch out my Charizard to Celesteela just in case he went for the Rock Slide or something, and then go for Tailwind with Whimsicott. That way it saves my Charizard. Like, in that situation, it would have saved my Charizard. My Celesteela would have gone down, but I would have been at around the same speed as the Blaziken, and I would have had Tailwind up, so I would have been in a pretty good position. And yeah, it would have been a very good position, but anyway, I go for the Tailwind. He goes for the Flare Blitz onto my Landorus. It does pick up the KO. Blaziken is strong, and we are in the sun, so he goes for the U-turn onto Whims. Brings out Feeny. Now this actually gets really close near the end, so I bring out my Charizard. I encore him into Flare Blitz so he doesn't KO with like Rock Slide or anything. Then I go for Heat Wave, which does around 20 to 30% to the Feeny, which is actually pretty good damage, considering. And he goes for the Scald, nearly picks up the KO, but because in the sun. But we're no longer in the sun, so I've got no way of hitting this Tapu Fini, so kinda sucks. He protects his Lander. I fake Tears into the Tapu Fini, go for the Heat Wave. That does a bunch of damage. And he goes for Dazzling Gleam. That does pick up the KO onto the Zod, but not onto the Whimsicott. I encore onto the Landorus, so it doesn't do any shenanigans. And the Dazzling Gleam with one slot actually does a lot more damage. So I'm praying that this Moonblast onto the Tapu Fini KOs. I actually win the game if it does, and it just misses out. And I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks. And I lose the game, so that's fine. But yeah, so that happens, and now we're into game 3. I lead Gengar Whimsicott this time. I thought it would help with the matchup against Lando and stuff, now that it's not Scuff or anything, so I just go for the Tailwind. I thought that maybe the Blaziken would protect because Gengar is a huge threat to that thing. To get the speed boost on it, but it just goes for the straight up Fly Blitz onto the Whimsicott. My play was pretty solid there, so there was nothing he really did there. So he brings in his Tito, right? Switch out my thing for a Blaziken, protect my Gengar, in this case he goes for anything onto the Gengar, but nope, he just goes for Rock Slide and protect. That's fine. So this turn, he goes for the double attack. Just go for a Titanium Z Sludge Bomb into that slot. Picks up the KO. Titanium Z should pick up the KO. No, oh no, it does about 70%, sir. 75%, sir. Sorry guys, I'm not really into this sort of going through the replay thing. I would prefer to do it live like I normally do it. But anyway, he goes to the double protect, and he does get it. I go for a superpower into that slot. I sludge bomb into the Tapu Fini. It does about 90%, but that puts it into berry range, so. And he just goes for the Scald onto the Blaziken, so no Muddy Waters there, so that makes sense. So yeah. Sandstorm does stuff, and I bring my Landorus, and that's pretty much a game here, right? because I've got the speed control. Superpower goes into the Tita, and then Sludge Bomb goes into the Tapu Fini. Like, once I had put him in that position, like, of protecting, there was nothing he could really do there. Landorus could just go for superpowers. Gengar is super fast, so we can just go for Sludge Bombs onto the Fini. It does a lot of damage, so there's nothing he really could have done there, unless he put any sort of offensive pressure onto that Gengar. There was nothing he was really doing to pick up the KO, so pretty solid plays. GG's to Robert. This video for about 10 minutes of me just rambling on about stuff, and so this week, next week we're actually going to be having a bye week, so everybody's going to have a day off, just to reorganize things, because it's been a bit disorganized, in my opinion. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that next week, and then the week after I'm going to be facing Marcos, or Moxie Boosted, the person who actually is organizing all of this, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting match. So yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of EPL, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.